All right, guys, before we close out this, let's just go ahead and end with a little buy or sell. Either one of y'all want to go first here? K.O.B. package, you care?
Package, you got
I'll
it.
go.
All right,
You know who I'm buying? I am buying the Texas Longhorn football program. That's who I'm buying. They're still going to the college football playoffs, led by the average Quinn Ewers, but with the best roster in college football this year. Sark's an average coach, kind of crappy. They have an average quarterback, and they're still going to the football playoffs. They're going to sweep the board and then lay the hammer down on Oklahoma in the Big 12 title game. I can't wait to see that. Those Sooners, they're a little cocky. Buying the Longhorns.
K.O.B., you got it, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still selling. I know I've already sold this player once, but I'm selling him again, and I think I proved my point. Achane, he's sold. He's on the IR, can't stay healthy. He's too small. He's fast, but he's too small. And so if you have him on your fantasy team, just mark L's for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. He might be able to score you some points to get you 2 wins, but it's a detriment for this year coming up.
He won't get hurt again. Nobody can touch him.
Well, he's going to get hurt again. He won't be able to stay healthy. It's on the Friendly Wager Pod. Just listen.
Yeah, he got put in the IR, didn't he? Isn't he out for 4?
Yes. No, he's
weeks.
out.
Yeah.
Yep, he's out. And he's going to be out some more.
Averaging 13 yards a carry.
Doesn't matter. If you listen, you need to trade him for someone very good who's healthy. And no one listened. So,
I'm on the Achane train.
Well, he's stuck on your IR, so have fun.
We'll be back in late November.
Yeah. Well, leave it
Won't
to
make
K.O.B. We're still a young pod here, but K.O.B. pulls the first ever
Double
2-time sell, double sell here.
I just want to make sure everyone heard me make sure everyone heard me the first time. If you didn't hear me the first time, you heard me the second time. All right.
All right. I'm going to go ahead. I was sitting here thinking about what I was going to do this week, and I was going to buy the Red River rivalry as being the best rivalry game that I look forward to every year. Then that got me thinking, you know what, I'm going to up the game a little bit here. And I am 100% buying this idea of the super conferences in college football. And here's why. If we can have a super conference in the SEC and the Big Ten, those are our top 2. Just imagine the matchups that we could potentially have week in and week out in college football. We're talking Texas, Alabama, OU, Alabama. Texas and Georgia could be playing, OU and Georgia. We can now get the Texas and A&M rivalry going again. In the SEC, there's so many top matchups that we can see now going week in and week out. I'm a huge, huge fan of just thinking about the possibilities for college football. And we no longer have these dead weeks of, there's 4 or 5 good games maybe. We'll see how it goes. So I'm buying this super conference idea. The Big Ten, I think, is going to be great. Same thing. We can get back to these old school rivalries and just week in and week out having something to look forward to and talk about. And I think it's going to make the college football playoff going to 12 teams as well even more interesting to see when you can have some of these two-loss teams make it in and potentially win the national title that we've never seen before. So I am 100% buying this super conference idea in college football. That is where I'm at.
Gator, you stole what I was going to say there at the end, and I'll tell you this, and you nailed it. They had to pair this with the football playoff expansion. You couldn't do the super conferences and have 4 teams get in.
Correct.
But with that paired with the expansion now, look, we get the big rivalries, the best games, and you can still get in with 2 losses. Let's get it on. And the playoffs are going to be even better. A lot of rematch possibilities. It's going to be over the top. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think the only negative potentially is if, depending on how all these conferences work out, could you potentially have a team see each other 3 times? That might be a negative. I don't know how that will work out, if it's a possibility, but if anything was to be negative about that, that's it. But I wouldn't be shocked in the first year or 2 you have a 2-loss team come in and win the national title. It wouldn't.
Who would argue if you had to see Texas, Oklahoma 3 times in a year?
Right. Yeah.
I'm in.
No, for sure. Yeah, I think the only time you get an argument is if you get the Alabama LSU from 10 years ago, the 7-3 game.
Yeah,
that would suck.
More games to go through. I get what you're saying, but I agree with everything you said on your buy. I think that is beautifully said.
Yeah.
So it'll be there for sure. All right, Package, I know you need to get out of here. So before we take off, don't forget to follow us on socials for your winners weekly here on Instagram and X. We will post those on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. Keep an eye out on that. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of The Friendly Wager. Don't forget to hit that like and comment and subscribe here on the YouTube. We're going to the moon, boys. We're going to win y'all a little bit of money.
You know what time it is, Gator?
What is it?
It's time for some winners. Come out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this ride. Win a little bit of money this week. We will see y'all next week, same day, same time on The Friendly Wager, the place where betting leads to bonding. See ya.
See ya.